This girl, the Hawk-Tua girl, came out of nowhere, made a meme.
A sea monster with 130...
Got some really interesting news that's going to kick off your weekend. There has been a new archaeological find that really throws a spanner in the works for the history of humankind. Near this beautiful 700-foot waterfall in Zambia in Africa, archaeologists have found the remains of a 500,000-year-old man-made wooden structure. Man-made, 500,000 years ago, made of wood. Previously, early humans have been found to have used wood, but in things sort of like tools and sticks and making fire, not building buildings. Also, at 500,000 years old, we're talking pre-human humans, because the oldest human skeleton that we found is 300,000 years old. So either pre-humans were building buildings, or humans go back more than 300,000 years. It makes us question just how nomadic were early humans if they're building permanent structures.
I have a feeling we've been here for quite some time. First they say 300,000 years, they find structures from 500,000 years, they're like, they gotta be man-made. Hey, we've been messed around with for quite some time. They just keep messing with our genome and we just blindly take it and we just don't say anything and we continue to be in the Welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Why do I keep spiraling on the first videos? Oh my god, we need to do something about this. Hey, guess what? I got some For You page content before TikTok gets taken down. It is creepy, strange, bizarre, unusual, all the things. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain.
Meta has hit a roadblock recently because of bees. They've been planning on building new AI data centers for a couple of reasons, but the biggest being that artificial intelligence is a huge drain on the grid. It's estimated that AI uses 33 times more energy to complete a task than a task-specific software would use. AI literally sucks. So one of Meta's plans is to build one of these centers near a nuclear power plant, which is actually not a bad idea. But a rare species of endangered bees has already claimed the land that Meta wanted to build on. But with a new administration coming in next year, and their plans to cut back on federal regulatory agencies, who knows how long that will last. Meta isn't the only tech giant turning to nuclear power. Microsoft signed a deal to restart 3 Mile Island, which had a meltdown in the 70s and has been decommissioned ever since. Amazon also tried, but they had regulatory issues. And Google has bought some small nuclear modular reactors. The public has a very negative view on nuclear energy, and some of those reasons are valid. However, energy, by its nature, is dangerous, and yet we use it anyway. As long as the facilities are well built and regulated, it is, in my not so humble opinion, one of the best sources for energy.
Wait, they just have to be well built? That's it? Weren't there facilities that were well built in Chernobyl and look what happened? Regardless, they say nuclear is the better way. Nuclear gives us good energy, but I'm very worried about post-nuclear. What happens after it, has a meltdown or something? Are we still able to, what happens? Do you still have to keep regulating even after a meltdown, or you just let it all go and then one nuclear plant goes from one to multiples and then they all have catastrophes? Oh my god, I don't even... Sorry, we're gonna keep it going.
A new town has officially been added to The Nightmare Before Christmas. We all know of Halloween Town and Christmas Town, Thanksgiving Town, Easter Town, all the other towns that are featured in the film. But we now know that there is another door, an ancient realm called Dream Town. Dream Town has a crescent-shaped moon door, and the reason why Jack never found it in the original movie is because the door was overgrown with lots of trees and moss. Dreamtown used to be ruled by the Sandman, and everyone who lives in Dreamtown wears pajamas and comfy clothes. And we find out in the expanded universe sequel, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, that Sally is originally from Dreamtown, that Dr. Finkelstein actually kidnapped her from her original parents that live in Dreamtown. And everyone who lives in Dreamtown has a job that helps people in the mortal world go to sleep. They write songs, they do lullabies, they write poems.
Wait, what? Everyone has a job that helps mortals go to sleep? Hey, are you having difficulty sleeping? It's because those guys aren't doing their jobs. You tell them, get back to... Sorry. Get back to work. Sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. It's always interesting to know the backstory. Big fan of Tim Burton. Yeah, big fan.
I really wish more people understood it's not that you lack discipline or motivation, it is that you have subconscious programming as the survival being that you are that is wired to keep you the same. Until you understand that your brain is like a computer, you can try to go to all the seminars and read all the books. It's what happens in here, not out here.
Wait, what? It's what happens in your head? Hey, we're going to manifest all the things. We're going to think about all the positive things. And with positivity, there's also negativity. We know there's balance, and we're going to be balanced individuals. Hey, stay strong in there. Let us know if you aren't. We'll help you out. We'll send you even more positive energy.
I found this crazy video on the Bird app, and what it's showing is a giant wall of ice under Antarctica. And this wall of ice seems to be going to the very bottom of the ocean, but also running underneath the sand. I do wonder why this video is not more public than it should be. You know, you figure they find these giant walls that all of science would know. And by the way, look at the color of this so-called wall of ice. It looks very similar to something that's above our head. And in coming across that video, it reminded me a ton of Admiral Byrd's expedition to Antarctica and the footage we have of that, which most people aren't even aware of. The only way you even come across is if you looked really heavily into it. But there was like crazy, crazy tall ice that they had to literally do a high jump to get onto. I'm gonna fast forward right now because they literally had hundreds of miles of just a giant, giant wall of ice. I wonder why we're not talking about this stuff in geography.
Wait, I feel like there's modern pictures of this ice thing that people have now shown us in 4K. I think it's there now, but now I want to know more about the underwater wall. Hey, can we get through that? Is that easier? There's aliens in the water. Yeah, these 100% look like pyramids that haven't been uncovered yet. Hey, we're going to get that goon expedition and we're all going to uncover all the pyramids and then figure out how to turn them on, and we're going to turn them on, and then free energy everywhere. That's the goal. Our communication device will finally get... There's no one.
The mysterious green stone located at the Great Temple in Hattusa, Turkey, the former capital of the Hittite Empire, has perplexed researchers due to its unknown origins and unclear historical significance. It is believed to have held religious importance, but little is known about its true purpose. The stone's composition remains a mystery as well, although it is thought to be either jade or serpentine, both of which are common in the region. Despite these stones being widespread, the green stone is unique and has garnered attention due to its distinctiveness and remarkable preservation. For generations, locals have referred to it as the wishing stone.
Yeah, it do be looking like a wishing stone. Why is none of the other ones as green as this one? Yay, there must be a real religious purpose or spiritual need. And then we still seem to be having it intact. And people, you know, they see a statue, they start praying. It just seems to be what we do.
Got people attacking my 12-year-old right now. You guys want to call yourselves people of God? And you're attacking a 12-year-old? Who does that? Shame on you people. I got people threatening to come find us, to come to our house. Y'all want to call yourselves people of God? You people are mad because we want to tell people to elevate their consciousness and that we have the power to create our own reality? And people want to get mad at us for that? We never gonna stop waking people up. And that's the goal, and it ain't never gonna stop. Nobody will stop me. And nobody will stop my husband either. Until that collective shifts into our favor, to get away from wars and fighting and all of this hate, until that shit shifts into love, I'm not stopping. And either is he. You have not heard our side of the story. You have not heard what really went down. And guess what? My husband brings the receipts. I love our leaders that support everything that we do, that support forbidden knowledge, that support my husband, that have been riding for my husband since the beginning, that have been riding for me since the beginning. I love y'all. We appreciate you guys because you guys are the reason that we keep going even after all these attacks.
Yo, it sounds like what was it, Billy Carson and the wife and I guess the son too, 12-year-old son is getting attacked. Oh man, the 12-year-old's out there trying to elevate people's consciousness. Maybe that's a little too early and maybe they're picking on him. I don't know what's happening there. Oh boy, it's hard. It's so hard to say because we have like starseed children that are like getting downloads, and it's so hard. It's so hard when you involve children, especially with the type of topics, you know, that Billy talks about or even we talk about. Hey, we're goons. We're elevated by ourselves. Hey, by the way, you made it this far in the video. You must like what you're watching. Are you a goon? Are you going to interact with this video and potentially the next few videos too? Hey, we need your support now more than ever. If you like what you see, please interact. Help us out. We're trying to grow. We appreciate you.
Send this to your mom and dad because I know it wasn't you who was buying packaged and canned tuna between 2011 and 2015, and they should be filing the world's easiest claim for a piece of the $150 million tuna antitrust settlement. The claim form doesn't ask where you bought it, doesn't ask for receipts. They just ask for an estimate, be honest, of how many cans or pouches you bought during this time, presuming you lived in any of these states. The class action lawsuit alleged that tuna companies violated laws by conspiring to keep the price of tuna high, to raise, fix, stabilize, maintain prices while also restricting capacity, and that if they were following the laws, your tuna would have been cheaper. Now, I did post this lawsuit before, so if you've already filed, you don't need to file again. The major update is that both Starkist and Lion have now added to the settlement pool, so if you haven't filed, you still have to the end of this year. To clarify, you can submit a claim so long as you bought any brand of tuna, canned or packaged in under 40 ounces. Go to Tuna End Purchaser Settlement, fill in your very basic contact info, estimate how many cans or pouches you bought, then choose how you want your payment.
Wait, is this just like a grab all your personal data and they don't actually send a payment? I'm sorry, I didn't realize this is what this was going to turn into, but is this real? Or do people in other countries also have this, or just the United States? Is it just these states? Do manufacturers always pay people out for messing up and price gouging? Oh man, the world's really changing. Imagine.
Now the story of a sea monster with 130 razor-sharp teeth, the biting force of a T-Rex, and a skull measuring 2 meters. It might sound like the stuff of legend, but this creature really did exist around 75 million years ago, and it was called Pliosaur. And a fossil of its enormous jaws has been now found off Dorset's Jurassic.
Now you know what my mind is telling me, y'all.
Wow. It's huge. Unveiling a Jurassic sea monster. This is the 2-meter-long skull of a pliosaur, one of the most fearsome predators the planet has ever
Y'all know
seen.
what I'm thinking it is. The John that started with an L. And I'm thinking that it's a kid version of it, yo. Let's be honest, y'all. It's still something down there that looks just like that John, man. Probably even 10 times that John size. I'm trying to tell y'all, this John is out there somewhere. Oh my god!
Man, I definitely can see the resemblance. It does appear to be like serpent-like, and you know about the L name. Leviathan? I think that's what he meant. Regardless, maybe it is a baby one, or maybe it's a whole different creature. Maybe it's a distant cousin of Loch Ness Sea Monster, and we're just waiting for it to come back and go through the interdimensional, and then it finally comes back to life, and then it's like, hey, I was alive in this other dimension, but in the 3D dimension, I'm bone. Say.
I read a quote that said, "Don't leave anything for later. Later, people grow up. Later, words go unsaid. Later, you lose interest. Later, opportunities slip away. Later, the day turns into night. Later, you regret not doing something. Later, life goes by, and you had the chance."
Man, this speaks to me. Hopefully you guys get this message. Hey, don't procrastinate. Do everything now. Do everything as soon as you can. Don't put it off.
Now moving into Ogden, Utah. When I first saw this panel, I thought this panel was a hoax perpetrated by the person that told me about it. I thought he did it for religious reasons. But the Nevada State archaeologists contacted me. They was documenting the sites in California and Nevada. And they wanted me to take him to the Utah site, so I did. And when I brought him up here, I told them that I thought this site was probably a fraud. When they got documented, they measured all these the symbols on here, and they said they can't be a fraud because all these symbols are the same as their counterparts throughout the western United States. So I had tracings of all these, and I'd take my tracings and place them over the top of the other symbols throughout the western United States, the same symbol, and they're all identical, almost like these things are cut from a stamp. Here we have the Provo site again. This is the site that got me started researching these. Here we have the archaeologists documenting them. It's their theory that it's one person that traveled all across the western United States.
Wait, what the heck? So he took tracings of these paintings or carvings, and then there were like stamps in other areas. It matched up perfectly. That's weird. It's like the same laser engraver is being used everywhere. Hey, you know, size 12 font, Times New Roman. It's that type of thing, except the aliens got the alien font and the alien size. Oh boy. Oh boy. I've been to Utah. I never looked into this. I've even been to Provo. I've driven past Ogden, I believe.
In a silent depression. When you compare the Great Depression to today, this is going to absolutely blow your mind. In 1930, during the Great Depression, the average home in America was $3,900. The average car was $600, and the average monthly rent was $18 or $216 a year, and the average salary was $1,300 for the year. Fast forward to today, it is $436,000 for the average home, $48,000 for the average car, and the average rent is $2,000 a month or $24,000 a year, and we have a $56,000 income for the average American right now. So if you look back to the Great Depression, the house was only 3 times the average salary. Now it is 8 times the average salary. The car was 46% of the salary. The car today is 85% of the salary. And here's the craziest part. The rent was 16% of the average salary. It is now 42% of the average salary.
Guys, the math is over 100% on the right. 20 to 85 plus 42%. You got to earn even more than you make in order to continue living in this simulation. This simulation is flawed. The simulation is broken. All the programs are made to make us fail. Hey, they don't want you to own houses. They don't want you to own cars. Those are the freedoms that they're trying to limit on us. Oh, boy. Hopefully you guys find a way, because then hopefully you're not being selfish and only thinking about your generation. Hopefully you've set in path for the next generation, because, hey, this is going to be handed off to the next generations, and they're going to have even crazier issues. And we're dividing that 1% even more and more as we go down this path. And soon it's going to be 99% versus 1% for everything, and we'll never know who the 1% are. They'll just be amongst us, hiding with suits on. Sorry.
Look, I just actually crack myself up on the level of crazy. I really am. So I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and she's talking about how she's one of my purity sisters, right? So like we're trying to be like pure, you know what I mean? We're not trying to like sleep with people like all around, you know what I'm saying? And so she's telling me how she slept with someone, and I was like, yeah, man, it's been like so long since I slept with someone. She's like, oh, I can't imagine. And I'm like, it's just so much work, you know? Like they're to come over and all this, and then like I do that, and then I have to go get STDs tested 3 times because I'm super paranoid. Then I have to anoint my house because they're going to bring their demons with them whenever they come to the house. Then I have to do deliverance on myself and fasting for a week because whatever is going to attach in the soul tie. Then I might catch feelings and I'll have to stalk their Facebook. Like, this is just too much work. Can anybody relate?
I cannot relate to this. I can only assume for the single people out there that it must be very hard if this is what goes through your head every single time that you try to find the potential significant other of your timeline. Oh man. Freaking STD tests every time. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess purity is your calling right now, sister. You keep doing the things. Oh boy.
Yo, anything that God didn't send can't stay.
True.
Anything that God did send can't leave.
Preach.
So those who left you, they didn't leave. They were dismissed.
Ooh, amen.
This hit different, bro.
They were dismissed. Nah, I don't like that. I like to know that, hey, if people were once in your timeline and then they are now distant or no longer as present as they used to be, it's just because you're evolving. Hey, those people are still there. They're still living out their timelines, but you're evolving. And that's one of the things, people that you were once close to may start becoming distant as you become more and more conscious to what's really happening.
This situation's not adding up. Let me tell you why. There's something much bigger going on with this situation. So first, a brief recap for people who don't know. This girl, the Hawk-Tua girl, came out of nowhere, made a meme coin, and scammed everyone for $1 million. Allegedly. By the way, it's all alleged, in my opinion, all for fun. Before we get into these supposed leaked messages, the way the entire thing started makes no sense. She makes an innuendo, and all of a sudden she's famous, but not just famous. Right when this happens, she starts being with the top celebrities. And the people who open the door for the gates, if you get what I'm saying. For those who don't know, there's a process to fame, and there's an order of steps you must take. But we're not talking about that here. And not just Shaq and the other celebrities, but she was with Cuban talking about investing in crypto before this whole thing happened. Talk about perfect placement. So what am I getting at? There's some really big things going on, and everyone's attention is drawn right here.
Horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the f are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys generated over $1 million in fees while y'all's fans got rug pulled.
Some people are quite literally above the law. Pause to read. Now pause to read what's happening at the same time, which has been happening for days. Read this behind me. There's a massive spiritual shift happening right now, and we are literally seeing other dimensions and other wild, crazy things seemingly are about to happen, and this generated rise to fame is taking all the eyes away from this situation going on right now. That's not all that's going on, that's just all I can say. Your homework, go look at her connections. Wild.
Stop wasting time with Hawk-Tua. Just wait. Stop. That lady is only making money for herself and being selfish only for herself. Hey, she don't want to hear what you want to say and how she's a scammer. She just want to keep selling you stuff so that you keep buying it. Hawk-Tua. Yeah, that's it. That's all it took. This definitely seems like a plant. Definitely.
Body breathe in, hands go up, and push down.
Why are they all like shocked and why are some people like happy? I don't understand. Some like the way that the reaction is like some people are like no, and others are like yeah, we did it. Like what's the right thing here? Do they all have superpowers or do they need to combine their powers in order to finally get to the superpower that they need? And now it's gonna take all of them everywhere in order to start breaking glass. This is not a real cool superpower, but it's kind of cool, I guess. Eventually, if you can figure out how to do it with just one person.
Oh, well, I'm no expert on the topic or anything, but if I had to guess, it's probably because it's not supposed to be a pet, Susan. But they're going to say, that actually is to communicate discomfort and set boundaries. Yeah, okay, Dr. Doolittle, enlighten me. When they get mad and bite your throat, how you going to communicate that you got a family and stuff to do tomorrow?
Yeah, 100%. Hey, don't make exotic pets and your pets. Though that's the reason they're called exotic pets. Wait, never mind. Don't have pets that can potentially unalive you if something crazy happens. Never mind. People are still going to have pets. I was just about to say, I know a guy that has a pet fox, and the way he got the fox is it's like there's a breeder out there that's done like 40 generations of fox breeding, and he always breeds the foxes that are most positive to human contact and around humans, and that has been done 40 times, and he's got one of those things. Now it's probably like 50 generations of foxes now, but still. It doesn't make it any better. That animal instinct's still going to be there. If it wants to alive you, it's gonna. You heard about the chimpanzees? You heard about Travis? Sorry. We're going to do one more. There doesn't seem to be audio on here. It'd definitely be looking like some kind of flying entity type thing. Maybe a Mothman? I don't know. Wait, what the heck? What was this? Who was that? Was that a thing? Was that a UAP? Was that a person in a levitation suit or something? What's happening here? Oh my god, maybe that's the flying suit. Maybe that's a new type of hoverboard, and they figured out the way to harness the ether, and now they're finally flying, and they don't want to get seen, so they have to get the invisibility cloak in order to... Sorry, it's not any of these. We'll never know. We're gonna have to find this person again and then find the thing. Maybe it's not even a person. Maybe it's a tiny UAP with even tinier aliens inside, and now these are the aliens not from the water but from the sky. Sorry. Well, Goots, you made it to the end. Hey, I told you there was a lot of weird, strange, unusual, all the things. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, man, still can't recover from that Haktua scam, man. Can't believe 99% of the people that made money were the people closest to her. Everyone else lost, and that is 99% of the people lost. Only the 1%. Oh, my God, did she just join the 1% that... Nah, maybe. Regardless, hey, you made it to the end. There should be videos on the screen now. Click on either one of them. Continue the goon fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wake up.